What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some wonderful news about the One Piece card game. We got new promos, we got new promo packs. Things are looking fun, things are looking good. There are things that are worth getting excited about. So let's have a little bit of a gander, shall we? And let's start off with a new Luffy promo. Interestingly enough, of course, black is, as it stands at the moment, black is the only colour we've not had a Luffy card for. Now, we know we're getting a Luffy card for black because we know that there is a Starter Deck 8, which has got Luffy, and we see from the front of the box there's a Luffy character, and we're actually told there is a black Luffy leader inside, though we haven't even seen the barest hint of that as it stands at the moment. But we know there's a black Luffy character at least, because it's literally, there's an edited version on the front of the deck. We've not actually seen a black Luffy card so far. Well, don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry your pretty little heads about it, because we've got a black Luffy card now, and it is coming as a lovely promo. And I even did the translation for this all by me lonesome, so I'm hoping it's right. I'll probably double check it with somebody before I actually upload it, but I have done this all by my lonesome, and I am a little bit proud of myself. So what we've got here is a 6-cost 6,000 power, and it's got Don X1. When attacking, you may trash a card from your hand to KO one of your opponent's 0-cost characters. And obviously, right, that's classic black One Piece card, right? That's what they do. Black One Piece cards, ever since we saw them coming around in the starter deck, we've seen that they love reducing the cost of your opponent's character cards and then taking advantage of those lower costs by being able to KO them and things of that nature. So this is, it's a very standard black card. Is it a particularly good card? I mean, it's not terrible. The fact that you can do this every turn when attacking, and crucially on it's a Don X1 skill, so realistically a 7,000 power character, does mean that you are potentially going to be able to do this turn after turn. It's quite expensive, but when you attach a Don, you got a 7,000 power character that's KOing a 0 cost, and being black, you're probably lowering cost of characters to bring them down to 0 so that you can go ahead and KO them. I mean, we're not talking about some absolutely crazy over-the-top stunning card, but it's not bad, ladies and gentlemen. It's not too bad at all. How do you go about getting this card? Well, how you go about getting this card is at the super casual ones. There we go. Super casual. So, I want to be king of the pirates, or something along those lines. That was the first one we saw. And then after a little while, that was replaced with Morgan. That was just your standard kind of super casual tournament promo. And this seems to essentially be the third iteration thereof. And they're going to swap this out every so often. You'll notice, of course, that I'm going to be King of the Pirates was also used as a promo for us at these beginner tournaments. So I'm not saying this will definitely happen again with Morgan and with Luffy, but I am saying that there is a decent chance that that is actually what we're going to see going down here. So yay! New casual promo! Who's not excited by the new casual promos? And to be fair, because they are giving out these super casual tournaments, yes, it's a new card. Yes, it is a, as I like to phrase it, mechanically unique card, but it's not one that should be terribly difficult to get hold of or crazy expensive or anything along those lines. So this one should be all good. But hey, coming along with that, we've got ourselves Standard Battle Pack Volume 3. It's about time, ladies and gentlemen. It's about time. Of course, we have seen these before. We had Standard Battle Pack Volume 1, which gave you a bunch of cards including the winner Frankie. And then we saw Standard Battle Pack Volume 2, which gave us a bunch of cards including the winner Nami. And I'm willing to bet that one's going to end up being not the cheapest card out there. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Standard Battle Pack 3, and that is giving you a winner Dracul Mihawk. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have guessed that. If you'd asked me to guess, I probably wouldn't have ended up there. The good news is what we've got here are a bunch of reprints, so we don't need to do any of that translation malarkey, we'll be fine. Now, as is a standard practice here, the winner card, which also graced the front of the booster, is also available as a regular, same kind of artwork, but, you know, given the fancy full art treatment as a winner card. And we've got here the Dracula Mihawk from Starter Deck Free, which is, you know, nice little card. It's not a bad one, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a bad one. It's one I've actually seen popping up in a few decks, here or there. It is the one whereby Don X1, when attacking, draw 2, then trash 2 cards from your hand. And honestly, popping up in a couple of decks might be doing it a bit of a misservice. We've actually seen this popping up a bunch in winning blue decks. Certainly, well, in both the OPO1 and the OPO2 format. This is a really good card. This is one that has seen a bunch of play and a bunch of success so far. And certainly, you know, I'm excited about that Nami deck that's looking to deck itself out. That's the win condition. It's got a weird thing whereby if you run out of cards, you win rather than losing. So, Dracula Mihawk, Don X1 when attacking, draw 2, trash 2, seems like the kind of card that could be good in that as well. So, I kind of like this. Because firstly, there is a regular version in the standard battle pack. Secondly, we've got the super fancy version. But thirdly, we don't need this card. Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, it's extremely cool. But we really don't need this card, because we've already got it in the starter deck. So this is one where you can get the new fancy version and be all happy that you've got the new fancy version, life is good. Or you can just ignore it and go, you know what, mate, I picked up the starter deck, we're good. And I'm kind of alright with that, ladies and gentlemen. I am kind of alright with that. So that's Dracula Mihawk, that is the winner card, that is the most exciting one. And they generally try and do this where they give you, like, the most exciting one as a winner's promo. But there are 3 other cards that are available as well. We've got the Brook from Starter Deck 1. Now, this is a card, I seem to like this more than most people, alright? Because I love this card, and I just do not see it popping up in enough decks of my liking. But this is the one whereby when you play it, you get to attach 2 Rested Don to one of your characters. And it's a very cheap card. It's a 2-cost card that then also attaches to Don, and it's got a counter plus 2,000 to boot. I should mention so does Dracula Mihawk. I mean, that seems pretty good to me, ladies and gentlemen. That seems like a decent little card. It's certainly one that I've got my eye on. Now, we also have ourselves Okiku here, which is another card that I have seen seeing a whole bunch of play here, there, and everywhere. Don X1, when attacking once per turn, you rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. And that's good. That's very good. Also, way better artwork. They did this weird thing, and it seemed to go away from this pretty quickly. But in the starter decks, and I think a bit in Romance Dawn as well, yeah, because this is from Romance Dawn, they did a few of these artworks, which are just the top half of the card, and they just don't look very good. And I'm really not a fan of them. They seem to have gone away from them a little bit, which I like. I hope they do this in future, because I'm just not a fan of that old style. This newer version here, I think is extremely cool. And I like it, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah. And like I say, it's a good card that sees a bunch of play, and this is a very, very cool thing indeed. And that leaves us with just one last character. We've got Tashigi here, and again it's a counter plus 2,000, and activate main, rest this character to give one of your opponent's characters -2 to their cost during this turn. Like I said a moment ago, black characters in the One Piece card game, these black character cards, they really like to reduce cost and take advantage of having a reduced cost. So, you know, you could take a 2-cost down to a 0-cost with this and then KO it with Luffy. That promo one I showed you a minute ago. That would absolutely be an option. Now, as I'm recording this, I don't think we've got better quality looks at these particular cards, which makes me a little bit sad. I mean, they're fine, but we've not got the nice high-quality scans I'd usually hope for. I'm hoping that before I actually get round to uploading this video, we'll have better scans. We'll have to wait and see. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know what you think about this new promo pack and the cards therein. I like the Dracula Mihawk. That seems pretty cool. And I want to know what you think about this Luffy promo, whether you like it more than the other promos we've seen, and I don't know, I kind of like this one, but I do get the feeling that when you really sit down and start making decks with black cards, you're just going to end up finding better options. I do think that's a fair point. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this, so go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord and chat with us, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.